Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman.
Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman.
Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas, and I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome in advance those that are going to be watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. Subsequently, I want to wish Lord Ramanuj and my Guruji and welcome them to the Sri Narayan Dham in the month of the Ramanujans. In this time, in India, all the Sri Vaishnavite ashrams will be celebrating, I think 14 days in a row, celebrations which they call Brahmastov, and they will be singing the 4,000 verses of the Alvars called the Divya Pradhanams, and unfortunately we do not have the capacity, skill and learned priests at the Sri Narayan Dham, and in response and respect of that I have created a 22-day successive satsang starting from the birthday of Lord Sri Ramanuj on the 5th of May, culminating in the birthday of my Guruji, Swami Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj on the 27th of May. But I hope in my lifetime I can get a priest, a bona fide priest from the Pancharatra Agama system to reside here at the ashram and do the daily rituals that Lord Sri Ramanuj instructed when he was in Sri Rangam 1,000 years ago. But knowing me, I do not like to take shortcuts and do things just for the sake of doing things. I rather not do something than do something incorrectly. And it is for that reason that there is no rituals at this satsang. The only authorized rituals is authorized in the Pancharatra Agamas. Any other ritual that is not included in the Pancharatra Agamas is not authorized by the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord himself has written the Pancharatra Agamas. Lord Sriman Narayan wrote the Pancharatra Agamas himself. Then you would have heard me pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. And I think today, just a brief background. If you look at Lord Sriman Narayan's murtis on my left and right, there are 12 symbols that he adorns all the time. And these 12 symbols have personified themselves and entered the material atmosphere from the end of Dwapara Yuga into Kali Yuga. And they are the personal associates of the Supreme Lord which means they were not contaminated materially in any way. Remember, there are three types of souls that exist. The pure soul, which accompanies the Lord or lives with the Lord eternally. The pure souls that have been with the Lord eternally. Then us contaminated souls have been in the material atmosphere since time immemorial, and then souls that have been liberated from the material atmosphere to the spiritual atmosphere. So these 12 alvars, which spiritually lives as the 12 symbols of the Supreme Lord, took their birth in the material atmosphere from the end of Dwapara Yuga and into the beginning of Kali Yuga, 3 of them together, and then the others followed, and one of the alvars was a female. 11 main alvars and one female alvar. So these alvars also came from different sectors of the society, from the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. They came from the different sectors of society. They took their birth in different sectors of society. And there has been an allegation that Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism postulates the caste system. Have you all heard this false propaganda postulated by the Western world? Have you all heard? Yes, so the personification of the Supreme Lord's symbols, if they took their birth within all divisions of society and they are pure souls, no karma attached to them, then what message is the Lord sending to humanity? Sorry? There's no such thing as caste system. There's no high and low in Sanatana Dharma. It is a division so that society can exist and synchronize themselves successfully. You need the Brahmin, you need the Kshatriyas, you need the Vaishyas, and you need the Shudras. And as I stated, the Brahmins are from the head upward, the Kshatriyas are the arms, the Vaishyas is from the neck downwards, containing all your vital organs, and the Shudras is the legs. A body cannot exist without the head. A body cannot exist without arms, or it cannot be successful without arms. A body cannot exist without internal organs, and a body cannot be successful without legs. Yes or no? But when all of these parts in a body function efficiently, then you're a healthy body. Yes? So similarly in society, if the priestly class, the ruling class, the commercial class, and the labor force, if all these different segments of society works harmoniously, what will happen to society? It will be an efficient and productive and prosperous society. Yes? So similarly, when these Alvars took their birth, they have one common substratum. And what is the common substratum? They are pure souls. They are with the Lord 24/7. However, they fit in perfectly in the four categories of society. And that is why they took their birth in the four different categories of society. And the fact that one of them is a female signifies that both males and females are equal in the eyes of the Lord, which means males and females have equal rights and equal standing in this world. Females have never been shown to be inferior in Sanatan Dharma. And there have been some valiant queens in India that went in the forefront of Irbai, in the army in the forefront. They led the war and they were victorious. Alright? I'm just saying now, if there's a war, put Ashmika front line. Okay? Because there is a precedent. There is a precedent. So, this 12 Alvars became the fountainhead of the Bhakti movement. These 12 Alvars became the fountainhead of the Bhakti movement. How? They lived, as I said, from the end of Dwapara Yuga to the beginning of Kali Yuga, and they chanted and sang the essence of the Vedas. They chanted and sang the essence of the Vedas in their own rich, nectarian way. Are you understanding? So the Vedas, so the Supreme Lord took his birth twice in northern India. Is that a fact? Supreme Lord took his birth twice in northern India, in Ayodhya in Lord Ram, and where did Lord Krishna take his birth? Vrindavan. Both in North India, and the language that was spoken was Sanskrit. And then the 12 Alvars took their birth in South India, and the language they spoke, Tamil or Tamil. Language they spoke, Tamil. And the 12 Alvars then took the essence of the Vedas, which is in Sanskrit, and sang it in hymn form in and married these two great languages. Married these two great languages. They sang 4,000 verses collectively, but not divided proportionally. So each one of them, their contribution to the Bhakti movement was their outpouring of love for Lord Sriman Narayan. And they sang and they created hymns which was within the parameters of the Vedic injunction. So none of the hymns that they sang or chanted overlapped the Vedas. I want you to understand. None of the hymns that they sang or chanted overlapped the Vedas. So these entire 4,000 verses, the Divya Pradhanams, which I bought, I had an opportunity to be in Sri Rangam, and I bought the Divya Pradhanams, the 4,000 verses of the Alvars. And whilst I was purchasing the Divya Pradhanams, a lone bookseller summoned me about 4 or 5 times, and he is telling me this is the last Brahma Sutras. The last Brahma Sutras, and this is the book I went India for. This is the book. But I was so in such a spiritual state, being at the entrance of the Sri Rangam, I thought he was telling me this is the last Brahma Samhitas. There's another group of people that claim to be Vaishnavites who follow the Brahma Samhitas, which is not a Vedic injunction, neither is it an authorized set of books from the Vedas itself. So I thought he was telling me that he wants me to take the Brahma Samhitas, but when he persisted and persisted, and then my mind locked into understanding that that is the book, I was there at that point in time in Sri Rangam, which I was supposed to inquire, I didn't. And it's in the back here as well. So the Brahma Samhita Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, and the 4 Vedas are the authorized scripture in Sanatan Dharma. So the Divya Pradhanams covers all of the Vedas, but in song and in hymn form. In poetry form, it covers all of the Vedas, but in Tamil. So as I said, from the 5th or around the 5th, I think they do it through astronomy, and I'm using the English dates from the 5th of May through the 27th of May. I'm using the English date to have our month of the Ramanujan, but the Brahmastov that is celebrated in India when they sing these 4,000 hymns. So this time period in India is for the 4,000 hymns to be sung. Then the period of the Brahmastov ends. Okay? I don't know, Nilandri, you can sing in Tamil. Next year I'll give you the 4,000 verses. Alright? So, this, although Lord Ramanuj gave one of his disciples the instruction to compile the 4,000 verses, he never used one verse in any of his commentaries. Lord Ramanuj spent a great deal of time with these 4,000 verses. He gave an instruction that all Sri Vaishnava ashrams must sing these Divya Pradhanams, but nowhere in his commentary will you find a single verse of any of the alvas. Why do you think? So, I don't know whether you're yawning or whether you're choking to give me an answer. I saw your mouth open.
I think it was too pure for the humans.
No. It is not an authorized book in the Vedas. It is not an authorized book in the Vedas. I want you to underline what I'm saying in your mind. Although it encapsulates the entire essence of the Vedas in song and poetry, Lord Ramanuj never used it when he simplified the Vedas for human consumption, because it is not an authorized scripture. And this is why I told you yesterday, Abhibhai, all these darshan gurus, all these darshan gurus, these gurus who became a branch from the tree, are not bona fide, because Lord Ramanuj is the Adi Guru. He is the Adi Guru of Sanatan Dharma. If he did not deviate by 1 millimeter of Vedic injunctions, these Divya Pradhanams blossomed in his heart in his lifetime. They blossomed in his heart. They were the center of his spirituality. He was drunk with these 4,000 verses. He was in ecstasy with these 4,000 verses. But he did not use even one verse in any of his commentaries on the Vedas, because it is not allowed in Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma does not allow you to change any aspect of the Vedas. If they said you must fast on Tuesdays, then another saint can't be born and say, okay, fast on Wednesday. Eternally, I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. Eternally, it must be Tuesday. So we say, and I want you to understand with common sense and logic, we say God is eternal. We say God is eternal. It means existing all the time. We say the Vedas is the essence of the Supreme Lord, which is eternal. We say the Vedas is the essence of the Supreme Lord, which is eternal. What does the word eternal mean? Never changing. Continuously existing without change. Continuously existing without change. You understand? All of you understand? Then how can any guru change that which cannot be changed? Understand, like children, I'm saying like grade double R children. Understand, like grade double R children, that if something is eternal, it means it cannot be changed. The minute you change something that is eternal, what happens to it? It loses its eternality. Yes? Again, I'm saying think as grade R, not even normal R, double R, maybe even triple R. Then, if there's any change in the Vedas, by any guru, you must reject that system because it does not come from God. Because God is eternal, His teachings is eternal, the Vedas is eternal. Eternal means it cannot be changed. The minute it can be changed, it is not eternal, which means it is not the authorized scripture, which means that guru is not a bona fide spiritual master because he negated God's instruction. Anyone who changes the Vedas to suit himself or his followers means he is in conflict with the Supreme Lord. Yes or no? If I tell you turn right and you are my disciple and you turn left, then it means you and I are in conflict because my instructions are you must turn and you are turning left deliberately. Because any sober guru in his right mind should understand the instructions of the Supreme Lord through realization. And realization leads you to eternal knowledge. Realization leads you to eternal knowledge because eternal knowledge belongs to who? And the soul. The soul is comprised of knowledge and consciousness. That is the composition of the soul. Knowledge and consciousness. What knowledge and what consciousness? Spiritual knowledge which is eternal, which cannot be changed. And spiritual consciousness evolved from material consciousness upon realization. Triple R can understand? Double R, triple R, great. You understand it? So whatever Veda Vyas wrote in the Vedas, any guru that is worth his salt, he must not change anything that Veda Vyas wrote. Because Veda Vyas is an incarnation or a partial incarnation of the Supreme Lord Himself. Is it simple? You think I'm fighting a battle unnecessarily? Or you think it is incumbent upon me as a guru to tell you the absolute truth? What do you think? Or you want me to give you some darshan?
We need the absolute truth.
You need the absolute truth. So Lord Ramanuj showed it through a precedent, which is cast in stone. I told you he was in ecstasy with the 4,000 verses of the Divya Pradhan. Even if he brought it into his commentary, nobody could have made an adverse comment, because these hymns are hand in glove with the Vedas. Yet he did not bring it in. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because they are not authorized scriptures of the Vedas. The only authorized scriptures of the Vedas is Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutras, and the four Vedas read with the 6 Sattvic Puranas in conjunction with the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. All of you understand? Nothing else. You can't bring your Mickey Mouse into Sanatana Dharma. You cannot bring your Mickey Mouse into Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is an exact science. So as you cannot change any equation to suit you in science, can you, because you like 3 hydrogens, can you say H3O is water because you like 3 hydrogens? And somebody don't like any hydrogen, then you'll just say oxygen is water. Can you say that? 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen gives you. Can anyone change that? If you change that, what will happen? It won't be the original water, it will be fake water. Yes? Are you understanding? Nothing in the Vedas can be changed by anyone. So, there was a guru, Ranganatha Acharya. Ranganatha Acharya. And in India, there used to be pilgrimages. There should be bands of people that should go from temple to temple and sing their songs. And it was this Ranganatha Acharya that became spiritually activated when he heard just, I think, 10 verses of a group of people singing from the Divya Pradhan. I think it was in the year 800. The year 800. When he first heard and he got spiritually captivated. And it took him a whole lot of investigation before he found the 4,000 verses, but I want to keep this like soap is. Remember Dallas? At the end of every series, Cyril, who killed Jaya? You know our Jaya? Right? You know our Jaya? So I want to keep it like that. I want to keep his investigation. I want to keep you all in suspense. So Mina and Nilandri's mother can continue coming to satsang. They don't know which day from today until the 26th of May the Guru will release spiritual secrets. Okay? So I wanted to read, and I want to show you that why I've been consistently debunking the myth that a guru must sit on a very high pedestal. Why? A guru must sit on a very high pedestal far away from his disciples. Every time his disciples see him, they must prostrate on the ground. If they see him 1,000 times, they must prostrate 1,000 times. It is a discipline. But you don't have to follow that discipline in this Kali Yuga. It is not the season to follow that discipline. And also I'm debunking the myth that the Guru is a very, very special human being. I'm saying the Guru is a normal human being just like you. Like how you get a law professor. What is the difference between you and the law professor? Law professor teaches law, you're a student of law. In the law professor's environment in university, he'll sit on this side and you'll sit on. He'll give you assignments, and if you surrender your mind to the teachings of your law professor, what type of lawyer you become? Like, who's the most famous lawyer in South Africa today? Dali Mpofu. Who made him famous? Jacob Zuma. Do you know what his rates now? He's defending Zuma for free for many years. He is now the highest paid lawyer in this country. Okay? Couple of bars, even I can't afford it for you. Or maybe I can. Okay? You understand? So, there is, the lecturer is realized in law. The students need to get realized in law. There need to be that discipline between student and teacher. That is all. The Guru don't have to be veiled and placed somewhere. Because when God came down, He did not hide from the human population. He played with the human population, and yet God's body is transcendental. God only looks like a human when he takes a human birth. But the Guru is 100% human. When God is down, although his body is transcendental, do you see him getting the same treatment that gurus get? Are you understanding what I'm saying? So I am debunking this myth. All you have to do to be in association with a guru is to be disciplined. Is to be disciplined. That is all. That is why you are called a disciple. You don't have to be in awe. Because when you are in awe with another entity, can you learn anything? This guru mystifies you and keep you in awe because they have no knowledge to give you. They have no knowledge. Go and trace them. See their knowledge. Trace their knowledge. They'll tell you everything that you already know. Be good. Do good. To be spiritual, you have to be righteous. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that? They'll make their TikToks. To be spiritual, you must be humble and calm. What the hell is that? You understand? The guru must tell you to be spiritual. You have to remove your anger. You have to remove your hatred. You have to remove your envy. You have to remove your pride. You have to remove what else, Milendri, is suffering from? You have to eradicate all these vices. Once it is extinct, then only you can become spiritual. You understand what I'm saying? So the guru must get to the point. He must do a spiritual diagnostic on you, because everyone won't have the same 6 vices in the same proportion. All of you understand? So I want to confirm this. I want to confirm, and I want to read I hope I'll find it. Okay, I got it. No. Okay, I'm going to look for it again tomorrow. There is one verse that I wanted to read from the Divya Pradhanam. Unfortunately, that particular Alvar does not want that verse to be read today. So the pages got mixed up, and when I can't find it, if I look one round, it means it must not be read today. So Meena and Milendri's mother, suspense is getting deeper. Now they have to come for 2 things. What was the verse the Guru was supposed to read, and how did Nata Muni find the 4,000 verses from the Divya? Okay, you understand? So I'm not fighting the protection that the gurus have created for themselves over the years, and I said the instigator in all of this was Mahatma or Mohandas Gandhi, can't be Mahatma, together with the colonized mind. So gurus took shelter and came out of public affairs. So I have brought myself head on into public affairs. I'm integrating myself with the Brahmanas, the Kshatriyas, the Vaisvas, and the Shudras. This is Kali Yuga. That system does not live in perfection, and today 90% of the population is Shudras. 90%, you'll get Shudra presidents, you'll get Shudra billionaires. 90% of people in Kali Yuga is Shudras, but I have taken an active role in every aspect of society. Am I not involved in everything from the spiritual policing forum to interfaith to politics? I'm going to get involved from June. I'm taking a drug portfolio, both for drug rehabilitation, and I'll also make sure that the drug dealers get a hot one from us. A very, very hot one. Alright, some people might not find what I said hot one, guru-like. But unfortunately, I'm a real guru, and real guru talks real things. If they deserve hot ones, I still have some energy left for some hot kanpatis, but spiritual. Because we want to clean up our society. We want to clean up our society, and I have 10 years experience in the police force. I have many years experience in law. I have many years experience in politics. I have many years experience in business. I'm diversified. I've been all over. I've done everything. This guru cannot be right to. I think Abir Bhai is slowly finding out. He tried to sneak a darshan under this guru's watch. Early on, he sneaked a chicken and came to satsang. Guru, through his X-ray eyes, saw chicken floating in his stomach on a Sunday morning. Right? So Abir has been trying his tricks. Guru always a few steps ahead. Alright? Any questions, Ashmika?
No, there's no question.
No questions. So, again, I'm saying I'm not against. Lord Ramanuj did exactly what I am doing. He did it 1,000 years ago. He was involved in the politics of the state where he lived, so much so that he had to leave that state, and only got back 20 years later when the king was changed. Remember, a king is a political head 1,000 years ago in India. All of you understand? So Lord Ramanuj was involved directly with politics. He did his social reformation through spirituality and politics, and through societal dimensions, and I'm doing exactly the same. I have a greater opportunity because at that point in time in India there were different castes that he broke. There were different religious beliefs that he broke. Here I'm harmonizing, I'm bringing Christianity, I'm bringing Islam, I'm bringing Judaism, I'm bringing Zoroastrianism, I'm putting all of these religious systems in one platform. I'm bringing in the different races, I'm bringing them on the same platform, I'm bringing in the different political ideologies, and I'm bringing all of them together. And as I stated recently, that is what will make history of this Guru and the Sri Narayan Dham. for we are the very first to have initiated all of this. So tomorrow night at 11 I'm going to Suncoast. Okay? Will you join me? Yes, but not for the reasons Ashmika is laughing.
I said just say, please say why.
My taxi to Soweto is picking me up outside Suncoast entrance, Central Point, right? Somebody suggested Suncoast and I left it at that. So I'll be part of the interfaith. I don't know publicly or not publicly, but I'll be part of the interfaith of our manifesto launch at Orlando Stadium tomorrow night. As usual, we'll have satsang like this, and then after satsang, we'll do a convoy. We'll do a convoy from here to Suncoast. Let's see if anyone wants to knock me in the convoy, right? I'm sure many people, before even the ANC and political parties will try and knock me in my convoy, those 1,000 devotees, Milendri, that went through my hands, they're waiting for Guru. They waiting, and every day I get newer and newer enemies, you know. There's old enemies and there's new enemies, but Guru makes his way through. So Meena and Milendri's mother, I like to see you all throughout. If I don't see you all, I won't give the secret. So the others can make sure they come, otherwise everybody will be bereft of the secret. Jai Shri Narayan.